I know you're tired, my beloved child. You are not here by accident. No step is ever wasted when you're walking toward true love. And today, it was your heart that led you to me. I've heard every sigh you couldn't speak out loud. I was there in every moment you thought you were utterly alone. And now, as you choose to be still for just a moment, I want you to know this. I am here. I've never left you. You're tired, aren't you? Not just in your body, but deep in your heart. The kind of tired that comes from pretending to be okay every single day. You've been trying so hard to stay strong, to keep it all together, to not disappoint anyone, to always be the one others can count on. But even the strongest souls need to be held sometimes. Even the most resilient hearts need a place to fall apart. Somewhere they're not expected to be fine. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not asking why you feel weak, or why you feel like giving up, or why the tears still come even when everything seems fine. I don't need those answers, because I already understand. I've been a mother. I've been a woman. I've walked this earth in silence and sorrow. And above all, I am someone who loves you with a tenderness that asks nothing in return. In this world, there's so much noise. Everyone's telling you to be strong, to keep pushing, to get over it quickly. But not enough people remind you that sometimes being tired is part of the journey, that vulnerability is a form of courage, and that resting in the arms of unconditional love is a sacred thing. That's what I offer you now. Lay it all down, if only for a while. The burdens you've carried for others, the wounds you've hidden out of fear of being misunderstood, the weight of responsibilities that steal your sleep. I know them even if you've never said a word. And today, I'm whispering to your soul. You don't have to hold it all together anymore. You don't have to pretend to be happy so others can feel comfortable. You don't have to hide your tears at night. You don't have to be okay all the time to prove your worth. In my arms, you are free to be yourself. A soul longing for light, a child needing comfort, a human being learning to love themselves again after everything they've been through. Life isn't easy, my child. Every day you battle things no one else can see. Anxiety, self-doubt, pressure, loss, expectations, and the quiet ache of loneliness that eats away at your spirit. You've often believed I was far away, that I belonged to the holy places you couldn't reach. But I've been right here, in every breath, every heartbeat that felt like it didn't matter. You once whispered, "Mother, I can't take it anymore." I heard you. You once asked, "Why aren't you helping me?" I was right beside you, waiting for your heart to open, because true love never forces itself. And now here you are, and I say to you with gentleness and strength, I know you're tired. Just acknowledging that is the beginning of healing. You don't need to go far. Just take one step back from the chaos, and take the hand I'm offering you now. I won't promise that all pain will vanish in an instant. I won't say that tomorrow will be free from hardship. But I do promise you this, and you can trust me. You will never have to walk alone again. In every silence, I am whispering. In every ache, I am holding you. And in every moment you thought you were breaking, I was lifting you up, as softly as the wind, as gently as the light, as tenderly as a mother's invisible embrace. Close your eyes if you can, and say this to yourself. I don't have to be strong right now. I deserve to rest. I am loved, not because of what I do, but simply because I am. This is the truth, and I have always known it, even when you doubted your own worth. If you've ever felt invisible in this vast world, know that to me you are irreplaceable, precious, one of a kind, the child I have held in my heart since before time began. So don't be afraid anymore, my love. If you're tired, rest. If you're sad, cry. And if your heart feels lost, come home. I'll be right here. I always will be, until peace returns to your soul, and you're ready to rise again. Let go. You don't have to pretend anymore. My dearest child, I know you've learned how to smile, even when your heart was breaking. You've gotten used to saying, I'm fine, while deep inside all you wanted to scream was, I'm so tired, I can't keep going. I've seen it all. There is nothing within you that can be hidden from my love. Not a single sob too quiet for me to hear. Not a single fracture in your soul that I haven't gently placed my hand upon to heal. My child, you've worn the mask of strength for far too long in this world. Every day you've put on a brave face just so no one would ask. You've kept everything together. Your family, your work, your friends, while inside you were quietly falling apart. You believed that if you let go, the whole world around you would collapse. You feared that your truth would disappoint the people you love. You thought that if you broke down, there would be no one there to catch you. But oh, my beloved, I'm here to say what the world has never said to you. You don't have to pretend anymore. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be endlessly positive or strong or cheerful. You don't have to prove your worth by carrying it all on your own. Here, in this sacred space, you are allowed to let go. Let go of the role of the good child who pleases everyone. Let go of the armor of being strong that you've worn for so many years. Let go of the fear of being judged, of being abandoned, of being seen as too much. Let go of the weight of simply trying to survive. I know, sometimes you're afraid that if you stop trying, you'll completely fall apart. But it's exactly in that falling apart, that breaking, that space opens up for the light to pour in. You don't have to hold on to things that are already too heavy. You don't have to act like everything makes sense while your heart is breaking. You don't have to answer every question, fix everyone, solve every problem. You too are a soul that needs comfort. And today, I come not to ask anything of you, but simply to say this: you're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to be fragile. You're allowed to let go. You are not a burden. Maybe you've believed that if you truly shared your pain, people would pull away. That your tears would make others uncomfortable. That your sadness would be too much for the world. But to me, you are never too much. Even in your darkest hour, I see the light that still lives in you. No matter how many times you've fallen, my love for you has never wavered. You don't have to understand everything. You've tried so hard to make sense of your pain. Why the one you loved walked away. Why the dreams you poured your heart into disappeared. Why your prayers seemed to go unanswered. My sweet child, there are things beyond your understanding, and I don't blame you for not having the answers. Some pain doesn't come to punish you, but to gently guide you back home to yourself, more deeply and truthfully than ever before. So let me hold the questions you can't answer. Let me cradle the whys you're not yet ready to face. Let me carry those things for you, so that you can let go. Tears are not weakness. You've trained yourself to swallow them, to not make anyone worry. You've told yourself, crying doesn't solve anything. But today, I tell you this: tears are the language of the soul. They are not useless. They are not shameful. Heaven sees every one, and I count them all. Not a single tear falls without being caught in my love. So if you need to cry, cry. If you need to breathe hard, to collapse, to let go, do it. There is nothing in you that surprises me. Nothing in you that would ever make me turn away. Letting go is not failure. You've lived in a world that only honors the fight, that only celebrates resilience, hustle, and endless strength. But my love, there are victories that only come when you finally stop. There are graces that only arrive when you surrender, not to defeat, but to the truth of who you are. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is placing your burden into my hands, the hands that will not shake when you are trembling. So rest now, my love. You don't need to make any decisions today. You don't need to keep moving if you're not ready. You don't have to answer anything. All you need is to give yourself permission to rest. Let your heart settle. Let your soul breathe again. Give your wounds the space they need to mend, without pressure, without haste. In my gentleness, all things will begin to become clear. You don't have to hold it together anymore, my child. You don't have to be anyone else. Here, you are free to be exactly who you are. Unfiltered, unguarded, unburdened. Let go. I will hold you, and I will never let you fall. You're ready now, aren't you? Even just a little bit, lay down your weight. Breathe. Breathe with me. Inhale peace. Exhale fear. Inhale acceptance. Exhale self-blame. Now rest, my love. I'll keep watch over you. There's no rush anymore. No one is asking anything from you. Only love, gentle, faithful, without judgment, is holding you now. Mother counts every tear. There is no emotion I do not understand. A whisper from the heart of Mother Mary to your soul. My beloved child, perhaps you once thought the tears you shed were invisible. You used to stare at the dark ceiling, heart aching, with no one noticing. You stifled your sobs while the world rushed by, noisy and indifferent. You cried until you ran out of words, yet didn't even know how to pray. And you thought, no one sees, no one knows, maybe no one cares. But dearest one, listen to me. I have counted every single tear you've cried. Not one of them is meaningless. Not one trembling moment has been forgotten. Not a single dark night is unseen by heaven. I don't just see your tears. I've embraced every cause behind them. There is no pain I do not touch. There are sorrows you cannot put into words. I know. There are memories you don't dare to revisit. I was there too. Every fear you hide in your heart. I don't just understand them. I have walked through them myself. I stood at the foot of the cross, watching my own son suffer while I could do nothing. I lived in silence, in solitude, knowing that people misunderstood me. I know what it feels like to lose. I understand what it means to feel out of place in a world that cannot understand. So when you cry, I don't just watch. I cry with you. Even the emotions you try to bury, I understand them all. Have you ever felt ashamed of your anger? Blamed yourself for feeling jealous? Felt like you're not good enough, too weak, or undeserving? Oh child, every emotion within you exists for a reason. I do not reject them. I do not tell you you're wrong for feeling the way you do. I never want you to hide your pain or punish yourself for having too little faith. If you're sad, be sad. If you're angry, speak it out. If you're hopeless, let yourself fall into my arms. No emotion is too negative for real love. No darkness that my light cannot reach. I am there in your darkest nights. There are nights you sit quietly, unable to pray. I whisper your prayers for you. There are times you turn your back on God, doubting everything. I keep knocking on heaven's door for you, without a word of reproach. Please guard this one, Lord. My child is hurting. Please don't let their soul lose hope. You are never alone facing the dark. Even when you feel unworthy, I still call you with all the tenderness in my heart. My precious child, your tears are silent prayers. Sometimes you don't know what to say to God. You think prayers must be eloquent, beautiful, theologically correct. But oh child, every tear is the most honest prayer. It needs no words, no ceremony. As long as your heart beats with pain, I hear your soul's voice, and I have offered up each of those tears to heaven as sacred offerings, as proof that my child is still trying, and I have pleaded, please don't let them fall. Nothing is too small in my eyes. Have you ever thought, my pain doesn't matter? That others are worse off, so I should stay quiet? You've learned to downplay your wounds, haven't you? But I am here to tell you, your pain, no matter how small, has value. Don't compare wounds. Don't silence your feelings. Each tear holds your soul within it, and to me, that is sacred. I don't wait for you to collapse before I show up. I've been here all along, since the moment you began to feel tired. Love without judgment, only here. Perhaps you were once silenced. You shared your feelings and someone said, you're too sensitive, or stop being so negative. But I am not like them. I will never tell you to stop crying. I will never say you're wrong for being in pain. I will only say, thank you for letting me see your heart. Now rest. Let me hold you. I will cry for you if needed. And when you're ready, I will walk with you again. You are not alone in your emotions. Every emotion you have has been felt by other souls. You are not strange. You are not wrong. You are not lost. You are human, and you're learning to live that way honestly. When you are angry, I am there. When you're disappointed in yourself, I do not turn away. When you crave an embrace and no one sees, I come gently, wordlessly, like a breeze. The dawn will come, But for now, cry if you must. I do not rush you to feel better. I am not in a hurry. Real love always moves slowly, and I am patient enough to wait with you. If today you need to cry, then cry. Each tear is healing something, and I am still counting. Not to remember the pain, but to show heaven that my child is still alive, real, and brave. One last whisper for tonight. My beloved child, not a single tear of yours is meaningless. Not a single feeling you carry is shameful. I have seen it all, and I still choose to hold you, still call you my child. When you have no prayers left, let your tears be your prayer. And when you have no strength left to rise, let me kneel in your place before God. Now, dearest one, lean on my shoulder. No more hiding, no more holding it in. Just you whole in your pain, and me whole in my love. You are stronger than you think. You have walked through the storm and still remain standing. My child, do you know that? What you see as weakness is actually grace showing up. I see courage in those trembling hands. Mother Mary, you think you're weak, but I see a warrior of grace. My beloved child, how many times have you told yourself, I'm not strong enough. I won't make it through. I've failed. But I want you to stop right in this very moment and look at yourself through my eyes. You once thought you couldn't get back up, but you did. You once fell apart, but you found your feet again. You cried silently, but still chose kindness every day. That is strength. That is real courage. Not the loud kind, not the showy kind, but the kind that chooses love, even when the heart has been broken. Grace is not always standing tall. It's bowing low and still believing. Do you know, child? What I love most in you isn't perfection. I don't love you because you get everything right. I love you because you are honest, because you pray even when you feel weak, because you don't give up even when doubt floods your soul. Sometimes your steps tremble. Sometimes your faith is only a fragile breath. But I have seen it. Every shaky step is blessed by heaven. Courage is not being fearless. It's moving forward despite the fear. And you've done that many times quietly, when no one knew but me. There is no true strength that hasn't been broken first. Let me hold you and I'll whisper, you are not a failure. You are not a mess. You are a soul learning how to love yourself. And that is a brave way to live. Every time you chose to forgive, even with a shattered heart, you won. Every time you chose kindness, though exhausted, you reflected the love of God. My child, you are not as small as you think. There is light in you that even the darkness fears. Real strength doesn't scream. It whispers, I'll try again. I've heard the voice in your heart, whispering in silence. I won't give up. Even if no one's beside me, I'll keep going. Even if only you, Mary, and God understand. And I want you to know, that is strength. It doesn't need credentials. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to prove anything. It only needs you to rise each morning, breathe gently, and try to live kindly. That is victory. That is what makes angels bow in awe. Strength is not in never falling, but in rising after every fall. I know there have been times you fell, mistakes that made you want to disappear, regrets you wish you could erase. But I am here to say, every time you turn back to the light is a new beginning. Do not let your past define you. Do not let your mistakes silence your light. Because, dear one, you were made to live free. Free from shame. Free from fear. Free from the voices that told you you were not enough. Every scar is a testament to survival. Don't be ashamed of what you've endured. Don't hide your wounds. They prove something. You're still here. Every scar declares, I was hurt, but I didn't vanish. I felt pain, but I didn't lose my heart. I fell, but I got up. No one can take that away from you. And I, Mary, Queen of those who've suffered, am proud of you. I see you through the eyes of heaven, and you are beautiful. Not because you're perfect, not because you get it all right, but because you've kept your tenderness in a world that is often so hard. You still want to love. You still want to believe. You still want to forgive, even when others haven't done the same for you. You are proof that light has never gone out. If today you're tired, I will believe for you. If today you feel weak, if all you want is to lie down, disappear, let go, I'm not asking you to try harder. I only want you to rest a while. Lean on me, breathe deeply, and let me believe for you when you can't. I will hold hope for you. I will pray in your place. I will wait at the threshold until you're ready to walk into the light again. One last whisper for your darkest days. You are stronger than you think, not because you've never fallen, but because you always choose to rise. Not because you've never feared, but because you keep walking. Not because you've never cried, but because you still dare to love with a bleeding heart. I am proud of you. You don't need to become someone else. You, just as you are already a living miracle. And when you forget your strength, I'll remind you. Every time you feel like just another small soul in this vast world, I'll remind you, you are my child, and you were born to live a strong life in love. So today, even if you're tired, even if you doubt, even if you're lost, I still see the light in your eyes. I still see the courage in every slow step, and I will never leave your side. Sacred breath, a quiet moment with Mother Mary. Breathe with me, my child. Inhale peace, exhale shame. Let your soul become still. The world can wait. Right now, it's just you and me. A pause where the world asks nothing of you. My beloved, you've been running all day, chasing work, duties, expectations, and even silent fears and wounds. Now sit down. No more bracing. No more pretending you're okay. In this moment, there is no noise, no rush. Only me and your sacred breath. Practice breathing with Mother. I invite you into a quiet journey. You don't need to understand everything. Just trust that peace comes from deep within. Sit down or lie still, wherever you feel most safe. Close your eyes. Let your arms fall gently. Relax your shoulders and begin. Step 1. Inhale, receive peace. My dear one, breathe in deeply. Draw the breath into your chest, down into your belly. Inhale, as if you are breathing in love. Gently, fully, without rushing. I place my hand upon your heart. My heartbeat moves with yours. You are not alone. Step 2. Exhale, let go of burdens. Exhale slowly. Release your weariness. Release the anger you never dared to admit. Release the shame the world placed upon you. The more you breathe, the lighter you become. The more you breathe, the more your soul is cleansed. The more you breathe, the clearer you'll hear my whisper. You are forgiven. You are loved. A sacred moment, wordless yet healing. Sometimes no words are needed, just someone who stays with you in the silence. And I am doing just that. I don't ask you to be okay. I don't need you to try to be better. I only need you to be here. Be here in your body. Be here in your breath. Be here in the fragile but sacred pulse of the present moment. Finding stillness in my embrace. Now imagine this. I am sitting beside you. My hands rest gently upon your shoulders. No judgment, no demands, only unconditional love. You're tired. You've carried so much for so long. Rest now. Let me carry the rest. Your breath now slower, deeper, gentler. This is more than oxygen. This is life returning. Letting go through breath, a prayer without words. My child, you don't need polished prayers. You don't need to get it right. Just breathing with sincerity is already a prayer. When you inhale, you receive grace. When you exhale, you release the past. When you fall silent, you allow God to do what words cannot. Each breath is a homecoming. A whisper, I want to stay with you forever. The world will remain loud, my love, but you can return to this place, this peace. Whenever you need, you just need to breathe in, and I will be there. My arms around you as you sleep. If you're preparing for sleep now, let these final breaths lead you into holy shelter. Inhale, I belong to Mother. Exhale, I am loved, unconditionally. Inhale, everything will be okay. Exhale, she is here. Lie down like a child in my arms. Bring nothing into your sleep but the soft breath of peace. If tomorrow comes, I'll be there before you. And when the morning comes, if your heart still feels heavy, remember, you don't have to begin alone. I've already gone ahead, clearing the path with prayer and light. Breath, the silent covenant between you and me. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to be perfect. Just by returning to your breath, you are returning to me. Your breath is the whisper I listen to every second. Each inhale, an invisible embrace between heaven and you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are the child I guard in every breeze, in every golden dawn. Forgive yourself. Let mercy rain down like showers. You carry guilt that was never yours. You keep blaming yourself for wounds I forgave long ago. Let mercy flow, my child. Let grace wash the pain clean. The past is gone, but still holds you. My beloved, there are memories you thought you had left behind, but every night they quietly return. A word you wish you hadn't spoken, an action you cannot undo, a season of life when you felt like someone unworthy of love. But tell me, child, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, was it really all my fault? There are pains you carry that were never yours to bear. There are burdens you took on that never belonged to you. There are accusations you've heard so often, you began to believe them were truth. Self-blame, the invisible chains. I see it clearly each time you smile outwardly, while silently condemning yourself within. Why did I do that? If only I had chosen differently. I don't deserve forgiveness. These voices do not come from heaven. They come from wounds, and from one who wants to keep you trapped in darkness. But I am here to break those chains, not with reproach, but with mercy. Mercy, not as the world teaches. You were taught that forgiveness must be earned, that to be forgiven you must hurt enough, repent enough, change enough. But the mercy of God is not a reward. It's an endless stream that flows the moment you turn and whisper, I need you, Mother. You don't have to prove yourself worthy. Grace isn't for the perfect. It's for the broken who dare to bring their truth before me. Your pain, I know it more deeply than anyone. Do you remember that day you cried and no one understood? That night you hid in your room, ashamed of yourself? You thought you were alone, but I was right there. I knelt beside your bed, laid my hand on your forehead, and I cried with you. I didn't speak a word, only the silent ache of a mother who sees pain too deep for words. I didn't judge you. I held you with a tenderness that only heaven knows. It's time to stop being your own judge. My precious child, it's not that you don't have faults, but I've already forgiven them. The burdens you're still carrying are the ones I already lifted onto the cross and left there long ago. So why are you still carrying them? Why do you keep placing them on your back? As if suffering more makes you holy? Forgiving yourself is not denying your mistakes. It's believing that God is bigger than them. It's choosing not to live in the past anymore. Grace doesn't drip. It pours like rain. I'm inviting you out of hiding. Step outside, turn your face upward, and let the showers of mercy fall on your dry and weary soul. You don't need to feel worthy. Just stand there exactly as you are. Close your eyes and let it wash you. Guilt, shame, failure, bitterness, one by one, fall to the earth, losing all power over you. Quiet practice, forgiving yourself. If you're willing, repeat with me, I am not my mistakes. I am no longer who I once was. I have been forgiven, and I now forgive myself. I let mercy do what I cannot. I choose life, no longer a prisoner of my past. Each word you say is a key unlocking the chains that have bound your soul for too long. Freedom was bought with blood, not self-hatred. You don't need to pay for your sins by hating yourself. The price has already been paid. I saw my son, Jesus, shed his blood for that. So don't keep shedding the blood of your heart. Live as one who has been forgiven. That is the deepest gratitude you could offer heaven. Stand in the rain like a soul made new. Can you hear it now? The rain is falling, not loud, not rushed. Just gentle, steady drops of mercy, cleansing what you thought could never be clean. You stand there, in silence, and I stand with you. I wipe your face. I whisper, "Feels lighter now, doesn't it?" That's grace. And it will always be here, every time you choose to come home. Light is coming. Hope rises like the dawn. This night won't last forever. Morning is drawing near, and I will walk with you into the light. Believe in the one who makes all things new, even you. You thought the night would never end. My dear child, I know some nights feel like they will never end. Not because the clock has stopped, but because your heart won't stop aching. There are seasons when you're barely breathing, when getting through the day is your only goal. Sleep becomes your only escape. And every time you open your eyes, you wonder, when will this darkness finally lift? God is not silent. He's walking you through the night. I've heard your thoughts. If God really loves me, why won't he rescue me? Why do I keep praying and nothing ever changes? But sweet child, it's not that God has abandoned you. He's simply walking with you, quietly, tenderly, through the night. Sometimes light doesn't arrive in fireworks. It comes like a soft breath, a quiet thought. Don't give up. A gentle presence in your tears. Every time you choose to stay, to hope just a little, that is proof he's still there. I've been through the night, and I know you'll make it too. You wonder if I understand? I do. I lived through the longest night of my life. When my son, Jesus, was nailed to a cross, I stood there, helpless and shattered, my heart breaking as if it died with him. But you know what? Light didn't come that day. But 3 days later, dawn tore through the silence. Resurrection rose from the grave. Now, when I hold your hand, I whisper, if I made it through, then so will you. Because light always comes, and it will not leave you buried forever. Signs of dawn. Sometimes they come as a single deep breath. Don't wait for something dramatic to believe you're healing. Look closer. Change often begins with the smallest things. The moment you choose to forgive. The moment you stop blaming yourself. Prayer said through tears without words. Waking up one morning feeling slightly lighter. That is light cutting through your horizon. That is your soul's sunrise. Hope isn't a feeling. It's a choice. My love, I know there are days when hope feels completely out of reach. But hope doesn't depend on feelings to be real. Hope is a quiet but bold decision. I won't give up today. I'll try again tomorrow. I'll believe, even if it's just a flicker, that God is still working. Every time you choose hope, even without seeing the result, you are lighting yourself up from within. Morning doesn't rush, but it always comes. You may want the light to show up now. You may long for instant change, but God doesn't rush. The light he brings is the kind that deepens your soul, strengthens your spirit, and heals at the root, not just on the surface. That's why it may take time, but when his light comes, it stays. Resurrection isn't about going back. It's about becoming new. Don't hope to go back to who you were. God is not restoring the old you. He is remaking you. Every tear you've cried, I've gathered into pearls. Every crack in your heart, I've filled with light. You're becoming a deeper, stronger, brighter version of yourself. And that's why light is on its way. Rise with me. Let's walk into a new day. I invite you to rise. Slowly, gently, no rush. And when you're ready, I will take your hand and walk with you, step by step out of the darkness, until your face is radiant with light. And when you ask, will I really be strong enough, Mother? I'll smile and say, my child, the light inside you is already answering, yes. A whisper before the dawn. Before we close, I want you to hold this close to your heart. For every time the dark tries to return, no night lasts forever. No wound is beyond my touch. No soul is too broken for God to restore. You are a child of the morning, and the light is already on its way to you. The final blessing. Sleep well, my beloved. Now rest, wrapped in my cloak of peace. The angels are watching over you. I'm here, and I will always be here. Sleep well, my beloved. You are deeply, endlessly loved. When the day has been too long, my dear child, I know, today was a long one. Maybe you smiled at everyone, but your heart was too tired to speak. Maybe you met every expectation, but deep inside you just wanted to give up. Maybe you didn't cry, but every cell in your body was silently overwhelmed. Night doesn't always bring rest. Sometimes it awakens sorrow. It's the place where you come face to face with yourself, with dreams that never came true, with wounds still healing, with questions that still have no answers. And I see you, all of you, every part. Now stop trying. I'll keep watch while you sleep. You don't need to be strong anymore, love. You don't need to hold it all together, fix it or figure it out. Just breathe now and rest in me. You've done enough for today. You've given it your all. That is more than enough. Now let me wrap you in my cloak of peace, to quiet your heavy thoughts, to soften the ache in your heart, to let your weary eyes finally close without fear. Angels are watching with every breath you take. Do you know this? Every time you sleep, the angels keep watch. They are sent, not to perform grand miracles, but for something just as sacred, to guard your peace. When you stir in the night, they shield you. When fear sneaks into your dreams, they stand guard. When your heart aches for no reason, they lay a hand on your chest and whisper, "Peace. You are never alone." Not then, not ever. Sleep is not escape, it's an act of faith. Sleep is not running away. It's surrendering your soul into the Creator's hands and trusting you'll be held. In sleep, you control nothing. No planning, no defending, no striving. You simply lay down and trust that love is enough to hold everything. So tonight, let your sleep be a silent declaration. I believe that even in silence, you are near. My cloak, a safe haven for your soul. I cover you now in my mantle of love. No conditions, no judgments, no need to prove anything. Just you, my child. No matter how broken you feel, you are still beloved. No matter how tired you are still held. No matter how unfinished life feels, you are still allowed to rest. Because true love doesn't wait until you're perfect to embrace you. Comes first, to calm, to comfort, to heal. A bedtime blessing from a mother's heart. Before you close your eyes, let me whisper to you, the same way I once whispered to baby Jesus as he lay in the manger. Sleep now, my love. There's nothing to fear. Nothing greater than the love I have for you. No night so dark that I won't stay awake with you. No past too painful that I can't help you heal. Sleep, my child. I am here, and I will always be here. Tomorrow will be new, but tonight, just rest. Tomorrow, the light will return. Tomorrow, strength will meet you again. Tomorrow, what felt impossible today might shift. But tonight, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't force yourself to rise again. Just rest right here in my arms. You are loved, whether you believe it or not. Even if your heart feels numb. Even if you're full of doubt. Even if you feel absolutely nothing at all. My love for you never changes. You are deeply loved, not because of what you do, but simply because you are you. A gentle night prayer, soft as a lullaby. Dear Mother Mary, wrap me in your peace tonight. Intercede for me before God. When I have no words left to pray, soothe my weary soul. Light the way through the night I'm walking. And while I sleep, stay near, whispering over me, I am still loved. I am still safe. I still belong. Amen. Sleep well, my beloved. Now close your eyes and let heaven's peace fall over you like rain. I won't promise that every sorrow will vanish tonight, but I promise you will never face them alone. Your breath may be heavy, but I am holding every single one. Your dreams are wrapped in my prayers. Sleep well, my beloved. Tomorrow will come, but tonight there is only love and rest.